Hi, my name's Simon. In October 2024, myself and my wife and our two dogs moved out to rural Thailand. One of the things I'd always wanted to do was have some chickens with the purpose of getting free eggs from the chickens. So when we came out here, it was something we discussed, and my wife's daughter, she came over at Christmas on holiday, and she bought two chickens, two chicks, little chicks like that, and then she went back to the UK, so we were left with the chicks, and I know she bought some before, and they'd end up getting killed by the dogs on the farm. So I said, let's keep them at home and get a chicken hutch. So these chicks, we just had one of these kind of pop-up cage things for them at first. And then they were getting bigger and bigger, and they tend to strut around the garden and get on the tiles and crap on the tiles and stuff. So they were getting a bit of a nightmare. So we had a metal hutch built from some old metal from the farm, some old corrugated metal and a few new pieces. The builders who developed this house for us, they very kindly built it for us. And it was pretty big. So I think Far was planning on buying some more chickens at some point. And I always thought she knew a lot about chickens. I think she knows how to keep them alive and feed them, but I don't think she knows any more than I do, to be honest now. So I'll cut to the quick. We've never had one egg yet off any of these chickens, and there's a good reason why. So we're 7 months on now, and the story went, these chickens were getting bigger and bigger, and then Far got some chicks from the local market, and she always says, oh, these chicks, they don't produce eggs, and I don't know why. I said, why don't they produce eggs? They just don't produce eggs. And I thought, that's weird, surely. How can they know in advance that they're not going to produce eggs? Anyway, I now know why they know that, because they're all males, that's why. So we end up with these. We've now got 6 males, and then there was a really bad storm, and the little ones got out. 2 of them got swept away, and Far found one of them the next day or the day after that on the other side of the wall in the neighbour's allotment, and went and captured it and brought that back. But the other one, unfortunately, we thought we could hear it over the road near the pond, but we never found that one. We looked for it for days and couldn't find it. So at this point, we've got the 5 chickens. The big ones are now called Cocky and Cookie, and you'll see them in this video. They're the big white ones. And they just seem to keep getting bigger and bigger, and they just eat everything. And then Far's brother brought us 2 more, 2 black ones, Kentucky and Charcoal. And Cocky kept pecking Kentucky, didn't seem to like him. And poor Kentucky took ill, and we separated him, put him in a cage, but unfortunately he died of his injuries. So, I mean, Far's got a theory that the male will pick off the weaker, the strongest male will pick off the weaker ones. So I don't know. That's what happened. And then on my birthday, Far's uncle turned up with a bag with a hen in it and 7 chicks. So we added that to the fold. And the hen was doing okay. They were all doing okay. But slowly but surely, the chicks died off. I don't know why, but the 7 of them, over a period of about 2 weeks, every single one of them just died. We didn't see Cocky pecking them or anything like that. They just seemed to drift off and just pass away. I don't know. Far said maybe they got a bit cold or a bit too hot or something, but that was that. So we're then left with Cocky, Cookie, the big white ones, Charcoal, the wild chicken, and the 3 baby chicks, which are getting bigger from the market. And now we know no eggs, because all those chickens are all male. At first, Far thought that Cookie was a female because she was smaller than Cocky, and it's only Cocky that does the cockadoodle doing. But we now know that actually no, they're all males, other than their wild hen. But the wild hen is taken to flying off. Once all its chicks passed away, it flew up onto the roof of the gazebo, and then off into the eucalyptus trees, and off it went. But I mean, I didn't even know chickens could fly until this happened. But it keeps coming back. It must come back for food or companionship. I don't know. But it's the offshoot of this is it's taught Cocky how to fly as well. So periodically, Cocky just flies out of the fencing and just struts around the garden. Luckily, our dogs don't pay any attention at all, other than Daisy. And Daisy seems to really like the chickens, which is great, but they're not going to do them any harm. I'd read before that chickens and dogs can get on, and they all get on fine. And they don't even, nothing at all. They don't show any interest other than mild curiosity, which is amazing, really. So, that's the story of our chickens. So we've now got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with the wild hen. And still no eggs, and I'm guessing we'll get no eggs from the wild hen. So I think this week I'm going to make it my job to find out where we can get some egg-laying hens to add to our flock, because it's quite set up quite well now. It's fenced in, and we've got a fairly big coop, and I think it would take a few more. Even if we just got 3 or 4 more, I think that would be ideal. So that's the story of our chickens. Not very exciting, but it's been quite amusing for me. And I've learned quite a bit about chickens, I suppose, so far. So, until next time, thanks for listening. Bye-bye. I want to tag something on to the end of this video because obviously I haven't got any subscribers or not many people watching the videos, but certainly back home, a couple of people have asked me, how are you supporting yourself over here? Are you retired, pension, stuff like that? And I'm not retired. I actually run an Airbnb management business in the UK, but I run it from Thailand, from 7,000 miles away, and manage 19 Airbnbs. And if you are interested in learning how to do that, there'll be a link in the text at the bottom of this video, underneath the video, and I've done a free mini course teaching the basics on how to do what I do. And you don't need any property, you don't need any prior experience. You can literally build a business from nothing, and there are offshoots as well on that business that you can do. So I just thought I'd start sharing that information with people because it seemed quite pertinent, especially in the current economic climate, to be able to set something up that costs basically nothing to set up. I run it with one computer and my phone, and it's gone really well over the last 7 months. So okay dokes, thanks very much. See you again.